Brigadier Gininda, it was alleged that in cross-examination to Sergeant Mokhane and Sergeant Mukhola that you were present at 2 scenes of assault. The first scene being near the steel stairs. It was put to Sergeant Mokhane and Mukhola that you arrived with Sergeant Mukhola and a gentleman in braces. It would appear that it is suggested that it was on the 18th of June 2020. There's the first scene. The second scene, it was put to the 2 witnesses, Sergeant Mokhane and Mukhola, that on the 19th of June, you were present near a dumping place at Orlando where there were disused ATM machines, that you came with Sergeant Mukhola in a white BMW, that you had documents in your possession that you gave to Colonel Rapadu, on which accused number 2 was forced to put his thumbprint, and that later this process was completed at Moroka Police Station, the process of thumbprinting. What is your comment on this?
So just before
allegations.
Can you? Lana ke umshushisi manje ke utshela noma ubuza ke uBrigadier ukuthi ke lana kuneyintolo ke ezilethiwe kofakazi bebekhona la enkantolo uMukhane kanye noMukhalo ukuthi ke kuneyindawo ezimbili noma amasini amabili eyoqala nge-18 ka June 2020 la kuthiwa khona ke kwakuneyinsimbi khona la kuthiwa okwashaywa khona ke umsola nokuthi futhi eyesibili kwange-19 ka June 2020 eduze ke kwendawo la kwahlelwa khona ke izibi engase Orlando enabo nemishini ke ye-ATM engasetshenziswa la khona ke wafika khona uBrigadier ehamba nayo uSergeant Mukhola base futhi bephethe ke idocument awayinikeza ke uBrigadier so uKenel Rapadu.
Sorry, before you respond, Mr. Baloi, are you correct when you say in the first scene it is alleged, so it was put to the Brigadier that he was at a place of steel poles?
Not. There was that first scene near the garage.
Yes, you must put everything because
yes,
we shouldn't have problem about the assertions.
Yes, that that after the initial assault near a garage in Alberton, that they proceeded to this place where there were still chairs.
No, man, there was a dumping place. Am
Yes.
I quoting you correctly, Mr.
That's correct.
Yes. And
Yes.
thereafter taken to
Yes.
a place where there are steel poles,
Yes.
handcuffed into blah blah blah.
Indeed, my lord.
The dumping places there. Those steel pipes
Yeah.
in a dumping area.
Also, it's one area.
One
What incorporates the dumping area and the steel pipe?
No, same area.
Same area.
Yes, same area.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
All right. So, my lord, that's not true. First of all, that did not happen. So, I would want to answer from the 19th, moving backwards.
Okokuqala nje angisho nje ukuthi lokho akusona iqiniso mangiphendula ke ngizoqala ke kusona i19 ngibuyele emuva ke.
So, on the 19th of June, my lord, 2020, it is incorrect that there was such an incident because Sergeant Mukhola, I want to start with her, she was taking, I think, accused number 1 to court, and the charge sheet, the defense is in possession of the charge sheet insofar as the drug-related matter. So that morning, she booked the accused from Valeria to Tembisa Court, and then the accused was taken back on that specific day, on the 19th of June 2020.
Ngazo i-19 ka June 2020 ke ilanga lelo ke uSergeant Mukhola angiqale ngaye ke akhipha ngalo ke mangaphosisi ke umsolo wokuqala emikisa noma emhambisa ke emkhipha kumasela aseValeria emhambisa enkantolo yaseTembisa cabanga ukuthi ke abameli banayo ke ne-charge sheet yangalelo langa lelo.
The defense, my lord, is also in possession of the relevant entry books, OB entries, that confirms that indeed accused 1 was booked from the police station for court purposes and back. The time is clearly indicated there.
futhi ke abameli banawo ke namakhopi ke alama OB books noma le incwadi ezisetshenziswayo ekubhala kuzona ke police station noma kuma cell ezichazayo ukuthi ngesikhathi esithize ke wakhishwa ke wabe sefuthi eseyabusha abameli banawo lawo makhopi lawo.
And on that specific day, my lord, she was not issued at that stage with a BMW. She was driving a red VW GTI, which was the car that was issued by me as a commander for her utilization.
Ngaleso sikhathi leso ke wayengahambi ke nge-BMW wayehamba ke nge-VW GTI ebomvu ngombala eyakhishwa yimina ke nanjengomphathi noma ke ikhomanda yakhe.
Furthermore, my lord, I was not with her on that specific day. I was doing my admin duties at the national office, and I was nowhere near her during the course of the day.
Futhi ke ngalelo langa lelo ngangekho ndawonye naye ke mina ngangenza ke umsebenzi yami ke e-office e-national office angaze nje ngisondele ke yena ke noma ngisebese eduze la akhona ngazo ngalelo langa lelo lange-19.
The only time we met, my lord, was later that evening, say late afternoon, when we proceeded to follow the investigation insofar as the hood is concerned of accused number 2. That was the only time we were in the same vehicle, and we met accused number 2 with the members in Phuket. That was my first encounter with accused number 2.
Futhi ke uma sesihlangana ke ihamba ilanga la sesihambile ke ngalelo suku lolo ke sesimanje sesiyokwenza ke noma siyoqhubeka ngophenyo lwehudi ngokumayelana naye ke umsolo wesibili futhi ke sahlangana naye umsolo ke ekanye namanye amalunga ePhukeng yilapho ke la esathi ke saba semotweni eyodwa mina naye ngalelo langa lelo.
And my directive, my lord, when we moved from Johannesburg, this is now me and Sergeant Mkhula, I instructed the members, this is now Sergeant Mokhane and Sergeant Mabena, to meet me at Phuking SAPS. That is where we reported with the accused, and from there we were accompanied by the local police officers to the address of accused number 2.
Futhi ke mina ke uma manje sengitshela ke amaphoyisa ke ukuthi ke asihlangane kuphi ngabatshela ke ukuthi ke asihlanganeni e-police station yasePhukeng ila esahlangana khona noma esaqala khona ke naye ke umsolwa sasesiphelezelwa ke amaphoyisa akhona lapho siya kwindawo leyo ke owayehlala khona ke umsolwa.
So up to then, my lord, up to the time when the search was conducted, dockets opened, accused detained and transferred to Primrose, there was no assault that I witnessed, and I'm referring now to Phuking because the only time I came face to face with the accused 2 on that specific day was in Phuking, my lord.
Futhi ke lapho ke ePhukeng ngoba ke ila engahlangana khona ke nomsolwa ke ePhukeng usikhathi ke la ekuyoseshwa khona ke sekuvulwa ke idokodo ke esendluliselwa ePrimrose lapho nje akukho ukushaywa okwenzeka ngikhona engakubona mina.
Furthermore, my lord, as I indicated yesterday, after the docket of possession of unlicensed ammunition was opened, accused number 2 was detained, was taken through the books in Phuking, and those OB entries clearly reflects that there was no complaint of injuries reflected in those OBs, and those OBs are in possession of the defense.
Futhi ke uma umsolo wesibili ke esendluliswa ke ndluliselwa khona ke ePrimrose kubhaliwe ke lapha ngoba ke kuma copy abanawo abameli ama OB alapha yana ke ePrimrose akukho la akushiwo noma ekubhalwe khona ke ukuthi washaywa.
No, I mean at Phuking. So first he was detained in Phuking and then transferred to Primrose. Yeah. So both stations. Phuking's, there's no such entry, and such OB entries, my lord, are in possession of the defense.
Ngicela ngifuna ukuthi ke ngisho ke ePhukeng ukuthi kuzozo imbili le iteshi lesi iPhukeng nala andluliselwe khona ke ePrimrose kuzona zo imbili ke lezo ncwadi noma ama OB akhona ke akukho nje la ekubhalwe khona.
So the version that he was assaulted in my presence on the 19th, my lord, is false. I was not part of that, and I'm not aware of such because it would have been reflected somewhere in the entries that there's some complaint of some assault, or I would have been told. Even himself during the interaction, my lord, he never said anything to me on that day.
Ngakho ke leyo nkulumo yokuthi washaywa ke eshaywa ngikhona ke ngakubona ke mina lokho ungamanga lokho ngoba ke akukho la akubhalwe khona naye ke nkathi ngikhulumisana naye akakazeke ayikhulume noma ayisho leyo nto leyo.
My lord, on the events of the 18th, it's also false. I was not. The only thing that, perhaps if the court can just give me a few minutes, I just want to refresh my memory with my diary.
Before you refresh your memory from the diary. To which period does that diary relate?
So the diary will relate to the relevant dates in question, my lord, insofar as these confessions are concerned. So it will cover the date of the 30th when accused one, 30th of May 2020 when accused one was arrested, insofar as my interview that I had with him. It will also cover the 31st of May because I was on duty. It will cover also, well, it covers most of the dates, but the relevant dates for this purpose, my lord, will be also the 4th of June when I made arrangements with Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe for the pointing out. It will also cover the events of the 5th of June, that is the day of the pointing out. It will cover also the 19th, that is in relation to accused number 2. It will cover also the 22nd, that's when I obtained the statement from Mr. Melder, the dental examination that was done, and the appearances, of course, of accused number 2 in Kabang in that court on that specific day. It will cover also the arrangements of the 24th of June, that is in relation to the confession that was made to the magistrate. Magistrate by accused number 2.
What about the 23rd?
I'm going there, yes, my lord. That it will also cover the events of the 23rd of June 2020, where there was this interaction between myself, accused number 2, and his attorney.
ebecela isikhathi-ke ubrigadier ukuthi kabheke nje idayari yakhe-ke ukuthi ayikhumbuzeke ukuthi kwenzekani-ke bese mbuza umshushi ukuthi ngaphambilini kokuthi wenze lokho-ke ukuthi amaphi amalanga-ke idayari le yakho ezawakhava noma-ke ezokhuluma ngawo idate yangeyi-30 kanye neyi-31 zikaMeyi ngo-2020 idate yangeyi-4 zikaJune la khona-ke engangikhulumisana khona no-Colonel Hadebe mayelana-ke ne-pointing out ekwakufanele ukuthi iyokwenziwa-ke bese kuba-ke yi-5 zona-ke lezo ey'kaJune ilanga lelo i-pointing out eyenziwa ngalo idate yangeyi-19 kanye nazo-ke iyi-22 kanye futhi-ke ngeyi-22 kulungiselelwa-ke ukuthi-ke umsolwa manje esezohamba-ke eye ayokhulumisana-ke nemantshi bese kuba yilanga langeyi-24 la khona-ke ayihlezi phansi khona nemantshi egonyuluka kuyona-ke kanye neyi-23 la khona-ke kwakuyimina ukhuluma yena ubrigadier umsolwa kanye nommeli umjiyakho.
My lord, I just recalled, it will also cover the 18th, the 18th that they are alleging, because on that day, it is the day when we went to follow his alibi, but I only met him late in the afternoon, not during the day. That is to follow the first false alibi that he gave us that says he was at work.
Futhi-ke nalo ilanga langeyi-18-ke uma ngizobheka-ke idayari yami-ke nalo lizomkhumbuza izongitshela-ke noma lizofaka-ke lela langa langeyi-18 i-18-ke ngahlangana naye-ke ngalelo langa lelo-ke imini isihambileke noma ilanga selihambileke sasizohamba-ke siye emsebenzini angithi yilona owathi wayesemsebenzini ngalelo langa sasiyohamba-ke siyolandelela-ke leyo nkulumo awayeyishilo.
So the events of the 18th, my lord, I only encountered the accused in Carltonville, where I've already laid that evidence, my lord. I was introduced and I questioned him about this matter, the matter before court. He gave me an alibi. We went to his work, which was not far from where we were. It was found to be false. Certain admissions were made, confessions were made. You know, I've explained that, my lord, yesterday. Thereafter, my lord, I left to Johannesburg with Sergeant Mohola. I was not in his company, and I know I didn't see him from then, my lord.
Futhi-ke ilanga lange-18 nanjengoba sengishilo-ke ukuthi-ke sahlangana khona-ke naye-ke ePhukeng eCarltonville ila khona-ke kwakufanele ukuthi kuqala-ke siyobheka-ke noma siyolalela lento ayekhuluma ukuthi-ke wayesemsebenzini yena ngalela langa ekwatholakala-ke ukuthi kwangasilona-ke iqiniso emuva kwalokho-ke ngase ngibuyela khona-ke Johannesburg ngihamba naye uSergeant Mohola.
So when I left Carltonville, my lord, I did not see him on that specific day. The only time I saw him was on the 19th, late in the afternoon, at Phukeng police station.
Ukusho ukuthi-ke ngalelo langa-ke angiphindanga ngibona uma sengihamba-ke eCarltonville. Uma ngiphinda ngimbona manje-ke ngelanga elilandelayo-ke ngazo iyi-19 Phukeng.
Phukeng, yes.
Phukeng. Police station yasePhukeng.
Brigadier, if we can just get back to your diary, when did you make those entries in your diary? on those
look-
relevant dates?
On the specific day, my lord, so it's an official diary of 2020. So it was documented, per day as the events were unfolding. So we'll sit down, record what transpired. So it was documented on specific days of 2020.
Le diary ke ngikhuluma ngayo diary ke yomsebenzi ke eyawo unyaka u2020 ukuthi ilanga nelanga ke ngizohlala phansi ke ngibhale ke ngisho ukuthi yini eyenzeka ngalelo langa lelo.
So you say you documented these events as they unfolded. Were the events still fresh in your memory when you made those entries?
Yes, they were very fresh, my lord.
Lokho ke uma ngibhala phansi ke kwakuyinto ke eyayisekhona noma eyayisefresh ke la emqondweni yami ukusho ukuthi into eyayiqeda nje ukwenzeka ngibhala ngaleso sikhathi leso.
So earlier on you indicated that you want to refresh your memory from the diary. For which date will that be?
No, I remembered, my lord. At the time, I was thinking I wanted to find out where I was. I wanted to remind myself where I was on the 18th, because I was told there were allegations that I was somewhere where accused number 2 was assaulted. Now I do recall that I was not near accused number 2 on the 18th, except when we met at Pukeng police station in that early evening. When we met at Sibanya mine, outside Sibanya mine, to follow his alibi of where he was on the day of the commission of this offense.
Uma ke bengifisa ke ubheka idiary yami ke angithi bekunale nkulumo ke ethi ngangikhona ke endaweni ethize la ayeshaya khona umsolo wesibili, kodwa ke sengize ngakhumbula ukuthi ngakuphi ngahlangana naye ke esibanye la khona ke sasizohamba siyobheka ke siyoqinisekisa ukuthi ngempela wayesemsebenzini ngalelanga yena ayesho ngalo ukuthi wayesemsebenzini.
You have referred to the occurrence book of Pukeng Police Station, which is exhibit PP 1 and 2, which you placed on record yesterday. And you also referred to the occurrence book from Primrose Police Station, exhibit QQ, which you also placed on record yesterday.
Yes. That is correct, my lord. I can also indicate that on the 18th of June 2020, I also, during the arrangement of this trial, my lord, had the privilege to go and collect those OBs and make copies for the defense, as I indicated. Nowhere, even on the date of the 18th of June 2020, does it indicate that when accused was booked out by Sergeant Mokhane, he was returned with injuries. There were regular hourly inspections. There was officers that were doing regular inspections. Nowhere does it indicate that when he was taken back after the investigation, he had injuries or complaint.
Lana ke okunye futhi engikhumbula engakusho mayelana nalo ke ilanga la nge-18 zika June 2020 ukuthi mina ke kwaba yimina ke wahamba ke eyothatha ke lezo incwadi ebizwa ukuthi ama-OB ngizokwenza ke amakhophi ke ayizondluliselwa kubona ke abameli. Akukho ke la ekwashiwo khona noma ekubhalwe khona ke ukuthi nkathi ke esebuyiselwa yena ke uSergeant Mokhane umsolo wesibili ukuthi wabuya ke elimele noma ke ebuya ke esho ke ukuthi cha yena ke uyakhala ke kukhona okwenzeka kuyena.
Well, you've referred to the entries from Vilera Police Station on the 19th of June 2020 when Sergeant Mohola collected accused number 1 from Vilera Police Station to take him to Tembisa Court.
That is correct, my lord.
Ngikhulumile ke ngelanga la nge-19 la ngithi ke Sergeant Mohola wayelanda khona ke umsolo wokuqala e-police station yaseValeria ezomhambisa kamise enkantolo yaseThembisa.
That forms part, those entries form part of exhibit NN, pages 19 to 20. Can I just ask you to put those entries on record?
Yes, indeed, my lord. So it will be the OB entry from Valera SAPS, and time that is reflected, it's 09:20, date is 2020-06-19. And the entry reads as follows, my lord. Suspect out. Sergeant Mukula, number, it reflects the personal number. Booked out one suspect, Moses Temba Sibia, case number 217/03/2020, SAP 1412/06/2020, dealing in drugs, 2 Tembisa Court, without any injuries, correctly received, and the sergeant signed for him for receiving accused number 1, my lord.
Lana ke kufundeka ngalendlela ke ukuthi date kwakunge 19 ka June 2020 isikhathi ke 0920 umsolwa ukhishiwe uSergeant Mukula bhaliwe ke number yakhe emsebenzi nomsolwa oyedwa uMoses Temba Sibiya icase number 21703/2020 iSAP 141206/2020 sebenza ke idakamizwa utholakala nedakamizwa emikisa noma emhambisa enkantolo iyasethembisa ekungekho ke akhale ngako kanye futhi ke wamukeleka kahle.
Then the next entry, my lord, it's still on the same day, 2020 06/19, time 2020. It reads as follows: suspect back from Tembisa Court with Sergeant Mukula, 1 Moses Temba Sibia, SAP 1443/06/2020, case 217/03/2019, dealing in drugs, correctly received. And then he was received by the officer at the police station.
Bese landelayo ke isikhathi ke u12:20 umsolwa uyabuya enkantolo yasethembisa kanye naye uSergeant Mukula umsolwa ke uMoses Temba Sibiya iSAP 144306 ka2020 icase 21703 ka2020 icala leyidakamizwa utholakele kahle noma ke ubuye wamukelwa kahle.
Was your unit ever issued out with a white BMW?
Yes, it is, my lord. It's a car that she's using now. This is now Sergeant Mukula, but she was only issued with that vehicle in 2021.
Ingabe sikhona yini isikhathi la khona ke iunit yakho ke yakhishelwa khona ke ukuthi isebenzise ke iBMW emhlophe yebo kuyiqiniso lokho ke usebenzisa yona ke njengamanje kodwa imoto leyo ke uyayithola noma uyithole ngo2021.
And she has used that vehicle, my lord, to transport, in particular, on different occasions, accused 1 and 2. This is now during the proceedings of this trial and other matters. So they may have seen it there because they've traveled inside that vehicle, but it was only issued in 2021 for the first time.
Imoto lena ke kungenzeka ke ukuthi ke bayibona ke ngoba ke imoto lena uyisebenzisile ke amahlandla ke ehambisa yena umsolo wokuqala kanye nomsolo wesibili ke bake bangena bagibela ngaphakathi ke kuleyo moto kungakho kungenzeka ukuthi basike bayibona kuleli cala leli futhi nakwamanye ke emacala abahambisela wona.
Sorry, this BMW, what model is it?
It's a
3 Series, 5 Series, 7 Series? Because you're alleged to have sat on the boot after it was lifted or opened. So how big is it?
No, it's not big. It's a 3 Series. It's
3
a
Series?
330. Yeah, it's a 3 Series, my lord.
Uthi 3 series ke 330.
And I deny that allegation, my lord, because as I said, when I spoke to Colonel Rapado telephonically, I had not seen him before. I didn't know how he looks like. I've never worked with him anywhere, nor have I ever passed part with him in terms of investigation. The only time I laid eyes with him was the following day when I went to his office to collect the statement and the proforma. That was the first time we met.
Futhi ke lezo intolo lezo ke ngiyayiphikisa ke noma ngiyayiphika ke ngoba ke angikaze ke ngihlangane naye ke uKolonel Rapado uma ngikhuluma naye ngocingo ke futhi uma ngiqala nje na ke ukuthi ngimboneke ukuthi noma sihlanganiseke amehlo kwakungelanga elandelayo uma sengiyolanda ke yona ke leya proforma kuyena futhi ngingakaze nje ngisebenzisane naye noma mhlambe kwenzeka ukuthi ke siphenyeke iqala elilodwa noma uphenyo lusihlanganise.
Fair, my lord, when I was going through the AVL, because I was asked obviously to get the AVL for Sergeant Mukhane's vehicle, I do not recall seeing that vehicle stopping at an area where there's an ATM dumping site in Soweto. I mean, I went through it, my lord. I've not seen that. and the defense is also in possession of these AVL records.
Futhi ke imina ke umuntu eceliwe ke ukuthi ke manje akahlanganiseke lo yambiko wemoto ohamba kwemoto obizwa ngokuthi ke iAVL imoto eyayishayelwa uyena uSergeant Mukhane. Akukho la khona ke ngibone khona imoto ima kwindawo ke la kulahlwa khona ke izibi noma futhi indawo nama ATM.
They say it was at Orlando. They don't say east or west, they say Orlando.
No, I didn't see that vehicle, my lord, stopping there. What I know, they went down passing Barra. That is where the GPCA unlock happened, going to Morocco, and they used the same route, because I tried to check the route that they were using. That vehicle didn't stop in Orlando, my lord. And with all my experience that I have in the police, I've never seen ATM being dumped in a field. I've never seen that.
Futhi ke uma bekhuluma ke ushilo ukuthi uthi udaji kabashonga ukuthi eOrlando East noma eWest kuthiwe nje eOrlando kodwa mina ke mangibheka iAVL lena ngonile ke imoto uma iya eMorocco indlula khona eBara futhi ke kwisikhathi njena engisebenzile ke amaphoyisa akukho la engeke ngabona khona ke iATM ilahlwa nje endaweni nje noma ikuphi.
And what is your comment on the allegations that you gave Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu documentation?
But it's not true, my lord. As I said, I was not there. I only met Colonel Rapadu when I went to collect the confession form that he took, as well as his statement the following day, because he also didn't give it to the members. And I met him in Enadale SAPS. I was alone, and he was also alone. There was no activities around accused 2. I was never in Morocco, my lord, on that day. I never went to Morocco. I simply made arrangements.
Uthinike ngeinsolo lezi zokuthi wena ke wanikeza ke uKolonel Rapadu idocument. Lokho ke akusilona iqiniso ngoba ke angiyanga ke eMorocco uKolonel Rapadu ngihlangene naye ke ngelanga elilandelayo futhi ke angihlangananga naye eMorocco ngangihamba ngedwa naye ke wayeyedwa sahlangana ehhovisi lakhe noma ke la asebenza khona ke eEnadale.
Now, it was also put to Sergeant Mukhane that on the 17th of June 2020 at Pretoria North Police Station, when he booked out accused number 2 to question him in the boardroom there at Pretoria North Police Station, that you were also present with Sergeant Mukhola. What is your comment?
No, but that's not true, my lord. I only met accused number 2 for the first time on the 18th. And that was the first time late afternoon. That was the first time I came face to face with him. And that is where I questioned him about this matter. And he gave me the first alibi that was found to be false. That was my first encounter with him, my lord.
Ube uthini ke manje ngaloko okushiwo ke kuyena ke uSergeant Mukhola ukuthi ke wawukhona ke noma nge-17 zika June 2020 epolice station yasePretoria North ilapho na ke akhipha ke umsolo wesibili eyokhulumisana naye ke nawe ukhona ke lapho uthi ke ubrigadier umephendula ke akusilona iqiniso lelo ngoba uma ngiqala mina ukuthi ngihlangane naye umsolo wesibili kwakungeyi-18 zika June ngo-2020 la ngikhulumisana naye khona ke asenginikezela alibi noma esho ukuthi wayekuphi la ngathola khona ukuthi kangasilona iqiniso.
If I was, my lord, I can just add that if I was, then I would have documented such, because it would have been an important engagement with him. So I was never there, my lord, so that is not true.
Uma kuwukuthi ngempela ke ngangilapho ke yinto leyo engangizoyibhala phansi ngoba kwakuzoba yinto ke esemqoka noma ebalulekile ke manje ke lokho akusilona ke iqiniso ngangekho lapho.
Now, as far as the confession to Magistrate Skronye is concerned, Exhibit JJ, it was put to Sergeant Mukhane that after the proceedings there at Boxford Magistrate Court, he was taken to a bush in Jamestown where he was assaulted and forced to sign the documents, and that the documents were stained in blood. I just want to show you the original Exhibit JJ, the pro forma completed by Ms. Cronje, as well as the statement.
It's sorry, my lord. It's not a bush.
What's it?
Industrial area.
Industrial area.
That's it.
That's where they assaulted.
That's
Yes. As a good please. It's been corrected to refer to an industrial area where he was assaulted. Are there any signs of blood stains on the original document?
No, there are none, my lord.
Okunye futhi ke ukuthi kuyena ke exhibit JJ lona noku yosona ke statement esathathwa uyena ke umantshi magistrate Brigadier. Okunye futhi okwashiwo ke lana ukuthi ke wathathwa ke umsolo wakhe wasiwa endaweni ethize ke khona lapho eJemiston waphoqwa ke ukuthi asayindeke ama documents lawo ayenegazi ke ngabe ke kuleli oliphethe ke khona nje la ubona khona ukuthi ke kunga negazi uthi cha.
And when you received the exhibit JJ, were there any signs of blood stains on it?
No, there were none, my lord. But also to suggest that a judicial officer will give a form to the police officer to get somebody signed and bring it to her. I've never heard of this, my lord. I mean, we are talking about a magistrate who is not part of the investigation team. The arrangements were not made even by me directly. I went through the senior public prosecutor, as I indicated, Advocate Hank Stradom. I don't even know this magistrate face to face. I've not met her even during the consultation as I'm standing here. So why would she participate in such, my lord? But in essence, there's no blood. I've not seen such, my lord. So this is not true, my lord.
Akulona iqiniso le akuliphi igazi angaze ngilibona ke igazi kule document leni kodwa ke akuchazayo ke ubrigadier ukuthi into nje engazwakali ke lana noma eyindida ke ukuthi imantshi ingathatha ke idocument inikeze ke iphoyisa noma inikeze nje umuntu ukuthi akayophoqa ke noma ayinikeza umuntu ukuthi asayinde bese kubuyiselwa kuyena ke angaze ngihlangana nayo imantshi lena futhi ke akumina owakhulumisana naye mina ngakhuluma ke nophetha beshushisi noma ke isenior prosecutor kwaba uyena ke kuze kube manje angaze nje ngihlangane naye imantshi leyo angaze ngiyizwe lento ekhulunywayo noma eshiwoyo.
Are you suggesting that it's possible that the allegation obviously makes the possibility that this magistrate Konye was corrupt?
That's why I'm shocked, my lord, because I don't believe
probably,
it.
I don't know if in her corrupt actions
Yes. That's why I'm saying
could have probably been bought or paid, or maybe she's a good Samaritan, she was doing it out of her own goodwill, but that's a corrupt type of conduct which you say you can't expect from a magistrate.
no, not from the judicial officer, my lord, because I've never in all
With
my
a career in line.
Yes, put a career in line for something that has nothing to do with her. In particular, my lord, there was an attorney. I've confirmed that accused number 2 was legally represented. Why will she go through all that process for what, my lord? Whether the attorney is there or not. So it really, I've never heard of this, my lord. So I don't buy it. I don't think it's true. It doesn't hold water in my own understanding, my lord.
Mina ke lokhu into nje engazwakali angikholwa futhi ke engikushilo ke ukuthi ke ummeli wayekhona ke kwakungani ke ukuthi wayezokwenza konke lokhu ke imantshi kodwa ke umsolo wesibili wayenayo ummeli owayekhona lapha yana ngaleliya langa leliya ukuthi azabeke nje umsebenzi wakhe ke engcupheni akwenze konke lokho.
Now, the AVL expert, Mr. Dupree, testified that the AVL records indicate that on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, the vehicle used by Sergeant Mokhane, the Toyota Fortuner, was in Benoni at the repair workshop.
Correct. That is correct, my lord. I'm aware. It had mechanical problem and it was in there for repairs, my lord.
Kuyiqiniso ke ngiyakwazi lokho ke ukuthi le moto yayinenkinga ke ngalamalanga ke achaziwe i22, 23 kanye ne24 ukuthi yayisebhinoni la eyayilungiswa khona ke ngoba imoto yayinenkinga.
I'm also aware, my lord, that he was on those specific days when he was embarking. This is Sergeant Mokhane now on his investigation. He was using Sergeant Mapena's vehicle. In other words, they were working together. He was driving Toyota Fortuner, the late now. Not Toyota Fortuner, Toyota double cab, the white one, the late Sergeant Mapena.
Engikwaziyo futhi ukuthi ngalawo malanga ke imoto yakhe ke yayinenkinga ke wayesebenzisa ke noma ke ehamba kanye ke nongasekho uSergeant Mapena yena ke wayehamba ke ngeToyota a double cab.
Do you know as when this vehicle, the Toyota Fortuner, developed mechanical problems?
I think I first heard about the issues on the 18th, my lord. Somewhere in the evening, Sergeant Mokhane will phone me that they've got mechanical issues and that he will. I advise him rather to get standby team, you know, while they are attending to that, because I know that accused number 2 was with them, my lord. That was the first time I heard about the mechanical issues.
Uma sengizwa ke mina ke ngokuthi imoto yayinenkinga ngicabanga ukuthi kwangalo ke ilanga lange 18 futhi ngamcela ke ukuthi ngoba ke ngiyazi ukuthi wayekanye naye ke umsolo wesibili ngase ngimcela ke ukuthi ke atholeke abezomlekelela noma ke i-standby.
Thank you, my lord. Those are the only aspects that we wanted to raise with Brigadier Gininda. We've indicated to my learned friends that we will no longer be proceeding with the warning statements.
Yeah, of course.